And in less than 24 hours, the tenure of 3 commissioners of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission will come to an end. Chairperson Wafula Chebukati, Commissioners Boya Molu and Professor Abdi Guliye will become the first commissioners of the IEBC to ever leave their positions on account of term completion. The exit of the 3 will, however, mean there will be no substantive commissioner at the electoral body, even as it gears towards crucial constitutional duties, including the review of constituency and ward boundaries. Sam Gituku looks into the journey of the 3 commissioners and the complicated future of the commission.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
They walked to the anniversary towers for the first time in January 2017, when Wafula Chebukati led a team of 7 commissioners who had been appointed following a joint parliamentary initiative to reform the commission, including the process of picking new commissioners. Along the way, however, 4 commissioners resigned between October 2017 and April 2018 following a boardroom fallout after the 2017 election. Wafula Chebukati, Commissioners Abdi, Guliye and Boya Molu held on, becoming the first to serve a full 6-year term.
The immediate consequence is that the commission will be partly paralyzed because the policy decisions that are required to be made by the commission in plenary now means those decisions will have to await the appointment of new commissioners.
But as they leave on January 17, they leave behind an evaluation report of the 2022 election, a document that will also serve as reflection of their tenure, dotted by 7 resignations of their former colleagues. In October 2022, President William Ruto gazetted the impending vacancies of the 3. Ruto's publication, however, had no consequences as no recruitment panel was formed. Instead, the National Assembly embarked on amending the IEBC Act on the composition of a recruitment panel. This followed a High Court decision that faltered the current composition of a 7-member panel with 4 picks by the Parliamentary Service Commission. 2 slots are reserved for the Interreligious Council of Kenya, with 1 representative from the Law Society of Kenya. Justice Anthony Murima held that the outlined selection criterion was unconstitutional. The National Assembly passed an amendment bill reducing the Parliamentary Service Commission slots to 2. The other 2 have been assigned to the Public Service Commission and the Political Parties Liaison Committee.
Who controls the Parliamentary Service Commission? Who controls the Public Service Commission? And who controls the Interreligious Council? And of course the LSK, where I am a member. Who are the council members? And what is their political biases? So, we are used to pretending in this country that people are neutral, that here in Law Society we are neutral, yet we know the leanings of nearly all council members.
In his finding, Justice Murima called on Parliament to also consider providing for the period within which any vacancies of IEBC commissioners must be filled. This was informed by the reality that it took President Kenyatta 3 years to set up a selection panel to fill 4 vacancies. Kenyatta's dilemma had been the absence of a law to pick a new selection panel, coupled by delays by Parliament to act on the law.
The President and obviously Parliament had options to remedy this law much earlier. I mean, the court decision is not an emergency. Remember that all this idea of commissioners retiring on the 17th of January 2023 is something we've known for the past 6 years. So what I foresee here is more of general lethargy in public administration in Kenya.
The Senate, currently on recess, is yet to finalize on the bill to pave way for assenting into law and open the window for President Ruto to form a selection panel. In April 2021, President Kenyatta constituted the selection panel, having declared IEBC vacancies in the same month. It took nearly 5 months for new commissioners to be appointed, occasioned by the recruitment procedures that have several layers of review. The Cherera 4 was sworn into office on 2nd September 2021.
In the case of Cherera 4, we didn't know who was shortlisted. We only saw the names gazetted. You see? And there's nothing that has changed in this in the proposed amendment that is before the Senate that compels the panel to disclose performance of every candidate.
Suspended IEBC Commissioner Irene Masit awaits her fate at the tribunal for the removal of 4 commissioners. The tribunal has no defined timelines in law. It is not yet clear if the president would wish to wait for conclusion of the Masit hearings and determination before commencing the process of recruiting a new IEBC chair and 5 commissioners.
It would make practical sense, even financial sense, prudent to await the outcome of the tribunal so that the replacement is done for the entire commission. If Commissioner Masit would be on her way out, and if she's going to survive, then a consideration would have to be made after the fact.
When the new commissioners are named, one of the immediate responsibilities will be to deal with the review of boundaries. The law requires that constituency and ward boundaries are reviewed every 8 to 12 years. The window of review opened in the year 2020 and closes in 2024. The current boundaries were gazetted in March 2012. They turned 12 years in March 2024. With new data from the 2019 census, the Chebukati team had intended to kickstart the process but faced financial challenges.
Now they must commence the review and conclude it between this year and next year. There is no room for extension.
The new commissioners will have a steep learning curve to familiarize themselves with the workings of the commission, peruse the handover notes that will have been left by the Chebukati 3, work quick enough to deal with the boundaries project, a key component of the 2027 elections when the new boundaries are expected to take effect.
We would hope that the outgoing commission, especially the chair, would have time to sit with the incoming chair and the incoming commission and give them insights.
So there was greater public good in Parliament and all actors, including the President, staggering this for institutional continuity to ensure that first we initiate the process of replacing Mr. Chebukati and his team because they are term limited. And say after you bring them on board, say from April or so, then you have more room to investigate the happenings at Bomas, the Chirera form.
Of immediate concern, however, is who, in the absence of the IEBC chair and the commissioners, can kickstart a by-election were a necessitating situation to arise. Chairman Chebukati has, during his tenure, been the one to publish the holding of elections and crucial pre-election activities and officers in the Kenya Gazette.
The IEBC Act confers the administrative mandate or the power to implement administrative decisions upon the CEO who is in place. So it would have been in a more difficult position if the commission was absent and then we also lacked a substantive CEO.
I'm not convinced that the Secretariat, without even a single commissioner, will be able to then make those policy decisions that are outlined in Article 81 to 88 of the Constitution in terms of gazetting, vacancies and things like that. And of course that means that the failure by responsible authorities, including the President, to declare vacancies and initiate the process of recruitment undermines directly the process of democracy in this country.
Since 2013, the political players have taken keen interest in the composition of the IEBC, and once constituted, the same class has desired to influence the workings of the institution. As the country gears towards the recruitment of at least 6 commissioners, the politics of the day are likely to be at play.
The renewed calls to have, let's say, Chairman Chebukati taken to jail and all that is all politics, because the political opposition wants a commission that is compliant. The ruling administration would also want a commission that is compliant, but the idea is not to tell the politicians not to play politics, because that is what they are elected to try and play politics.
And perhaps the wider interest of the political class is to have them recruited at once, to have the 7 new commissioners recruited at once, and in the process, of course, then you are talking about political horse trading. You are talking of, one faction. At the end of the day, political parties are factions. One faction claiming chair's position, another one wanting vice chair, another one wanting a commissioner, because political offices and constitutional bodies here have also been used to reward political players.
Suspended Commissioner Irene Maset is expected back at the Justice Aggrey Muchelule Tribunal this January. The Chebukati 3 are expected to give witness. The foundation of Maset's removal being the events of August 15 that saw her and 3 other commissioners disowning the presidential election results minutes before Chebukati declared the outcome. President Ruto recently spoke of the gravity of the events of August 15.
If Chebukati were to tell you the kind of hell he went through, yeah? If the day the story of August 15th will be told in Kenya, yeah? You will know why I am delaying.
The Chebukati 3 have declined media interviews about the Bomas rupture, saying they prefer to avoid conflict with the Muchelule Tribunal. The 3 depart from the anniversary towers with secrets and tales of the boardroom wars that brought the country close to the brink. And as they leave, Kenya is left to ponder on what the face of the next commission could look like amidst a growing political rift on the selection of the Electoral Commission. Sam Gituku, TV.